Oh, we back and forth? Oh, back and forth like we playing tennis. This is beats, rhymes, and life, and this ain't no gimmicks. Gorillas in the mist with a DJ chemist. Alley-oop to Clint Collins, slam dunk finish.
Chef, say no more. We gon' score for sure. Soon as I left the floor, the points was put on the board. Now they wanna play indoors, they know when it rains it pours. So I showed up on a horse with a sword, yelling out war. Showed them mercy once, but I should've killed them before. Cause in our ranks, it's rappers like Banks, hungry for more. We making magic happen and practice sharpening cactus with the rapping status that we've acquired from getting active. Now who's the baddest, the master of matching magnets or mathematics? All I know is you hear me when you in traffic backwards. The energy shifted, y'all just gotta deal with that. For millions of for free, it's the same to me, I just kill these raps. If I get the torch, then of course you know you won't get it back. Speaking facts, disagree with that and get your ceiling cracked. Anything we lost or we lack, I know we can build it back. It ain't a rap, I promise you that, so let's not go tit for tat. I've been that guy, I can't be minimized. I'm like apple pie and supersized fries to children's eyes. Or big shoes used to get on roller coaster rides. Or clouds in the sky that you only see when you fly. I'm live, the game is mine. Started all in my mind, and in this movie, the villain survives and the hero dies. Imagine if that deadly arrow hit Achilles' thigh and he had time to rewind and shoot arrows back at them guys. I tried, these vivid rhymes got me immortalized. In conclusion, I conclude I'm the truth, and it's my time. College.
You know what I'm saying, though? Man, I'm saying, though. For the soul. Man, they got to hear this, man. For the soul. Man, this is heavy, man. For the soul. I'm talking about real heavy, man. Oh, man. Niggas dead wrong, I'm alive, right? I made a right so I can left so I can ghost right. With my left hand, nigga, I'm a southpaw. I'm on the right side where the dogs bark. I made a U-turn on the cat on the one-way. They want the fat choy for the gun, hey. They tryna ginseng like Samsung. Uncle Sam cooked for the Samsung. Uncle Sam cursed. It's a poison clan. It's a butter law. They hella cop grams. Grandmama ma. Time to converse. It's about the fight and a money purse. It's a doubt fire. Big mama house. Gender reveal. Halloween spouse. It's a real battle and it's televised. They know the truth. Gotta sell you lies. It's a disguise with a dis-ease. They wanted displeasure like nigga please. Dysfunction for the disorder so they can disable and take all your quotas, steal all your quarters and make it his story. Spice up the lies cause the truth boring. See what that is? Trio game on the dashboard with extension cord, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Corey Stay Trapping with Trap Talks, where we discuss the intersection of culture and tech. I got my guy here, Chan Green. Known him for a few years.
Yo.
He remembers when I was in the Bay and I was doing Tech Trap House. I got some questions for you about that too. Because you,
For sure.
I think you found out through, don't tell me, Divine. I think you found out through Divine, right? Because you and Miss Glitter CEO came through.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Because I was like,
that's a fact.
because y'all came through and I'm like, I don't know who y'all is. And I remember, I was
Right.
you know, 'cause I remember asking, like, you know, I always used to ask people at the event that I have, like, hey, how'd you hear about it? She was like, oh, Divine. And Divine said he was going to send some people through. But,
Right.
but yeah,
Right.
man. So, but yeah, anything else you want to add to the intro?
No, man, I'm a part of a hip hop collective called MacArthur Maze, man. Yeah, man, and I'm a solo artist, man. Just everyday people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So the thing I noticed about your style is I listened to some of your raps and I remember one time I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Right.
And that's like E40, like E40 got his slang. And so when I hear you rap, I think of you as like a mix of like E40, also like Sugar Free, because you they say I don't like when people say Sugar Free or even Blueface rap off beat. It's more y'all rapping on a 1-3 versus a 1-2. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Okay.
how would you describe your rap style?
I mean, it's, I guess it's, the word I would say is, I guess it's not the conventional way. You know, it's kind of ambidextrous, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like right and left with it, you know what I'm saying? Uh, and, orthodox, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, yeah, so yeah, that's just been coming to my own, you know what I'm saying? And, just embracing that, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about coming into your own. And as you know, life continues to reveal itself to you, you discover more and more about you, you know what I'm saying? At least that's what you should do. So
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, man, just been evolving and problem solving, man, with the flow, you know?
Here you go, like evolving and problem solving with the flow. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember you saying something. I think it was a freestyle. I was looking at your IG, and I actually had to listen to it. It was like, okay, and then I would catch it. I was like, okay, he's talking. I can't remember which one, but I had to listen to it a couple times to get your real spiel. You know. Um.
Uh-huh.
So who is your inspiration? When you first found rap or whatever, like who was the rap artists or artists in general that inspired you?
So just growing up, you know, as a youngin' under my brothers, you know, here on the West Coast, I mean, you know, for sure, you know, the Too Shorts, the E40s, just whatever popping in this Bay Area thing, the DOC, but then on the other side, you know, like getting front row seats to the game, you know, because I'm listening to my older brother's music, like the EPMDs of the world, you know what I'm saying, the KRS ones, you know, and then when I start getting to my own, listening to the, Ghetto Boys, the Goody Mob, Outkast, and then Nas and Jay-Z, just uh, just being able to so much. It's such a smorgasbord with extension cord of art that's all around the globe, to where it's just like man, it's just, it's so much. And then I just been able to embrace so much from different regions and being able to just appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? To where it's just, it allowed me to digest it in a way that was very helpful to me. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like uh a mix of all that, you know what I'm saying? Because, for example, like I could, I love Pimp C, but I know that it's like I realize like your inspirations or the people that you like could be inside of you as far as in, musically, but the way you may spit it out, one may not never know. Like, your influences, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about the music as well. Some people can be able to, um, I guess in a sense, like duplicated or whoever they, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for instance, Kobe is like
Jordan.
like a seed of Mike, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, you can be able to tell like directly, like the direct lineage. But, for others, like you can, like for example, I remember KD talking about one of his, like favorite players was Bird, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I see a jump shot, but it's like I couldn't have that direct like correlation to him and Bird if he hadn't have said it.
Yeah.
So it's like being able to be influenced by people, but you may not even know, like, that might
Mm-hmm.
be totally left field than what an individual might think. So,
Right. Right.
that's the coolness of of the game,
Right, right. And to speak on KD, like when I actually see him play, I think of more, he reminds me more of Iceman.
Iceman.
Yeah, you got,
Yeah, Durban, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right. And it's so funny because I've heard that a lot and I definitely see it. But it's just funny how, one's game is patterned or can mimic or look like someone else, but he's inspired or influenced by someone else, which is
hmm
super dope.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like when I hear you rap, it reminds me of like it reminds me more like the '80s, the way they rap, you
Right,
know.
right, 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 right,
Very, very lyrical, you know what I'm saying?
right.
I can, and I'm not like a music genius, but I can tell you're using like a bar format, a bar format. Like I feel like a lot of these new rappers, they're not like technically lyrical, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But they're,
It's more melody.
it's more melody, more how you feel. Yeah. Yeah. So do you
Right.
like the way music is evolving to where it is today?
I do. It allows me to like still appreciate the culture because there's so much music that comes in, and I would lie to say I listen to everything, right? It's like I kind of like get put on music like through my friends. I don't just like I'm not the Apple guy with the Apple playlist or the Spotify guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so I still like to just get put on music, through my homies, and then that's about it. But yeah, I like the evolution of music. You know what I'm saying? The way it's going. So many different situations. It's cool. I know that they may not all not be like for me, but I love the evolution of it, and being able to it's like kind of like do hybrid rap or what I'm saying? It's almost sort of like how they do the food now and mix the cultures, you know what I'm saying, together.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I see that it's like a lot of fusion rap or in everything in this world that we living in. It's just such a fusion,
Mm-hmm.
it's a meaning of two different cultures, like out here in Alameda, they have like a Texas Indo barbecue. It's like Indonesian meets Texas barbecue, which is pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah.
Never seen it, but the taste was cool. So yeah.
Yeah. So
I like
I'm in Houston, and
okay.
they have a lot of like, brisket's really big down there. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you ever get pho and like brisket? Oh my God. It's like, or like I'm seeing that this place has like a pho and oxtail, which is like
wow.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 So
like things are super innovative now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you describe like the Bay Area music scene? I remember when I was out there, it actually, seemed a lot more cooperative, collaborative, when I was out there. Like I noticed that a lot of the indie artists was like really bigging each other up, and actually, me and my guys had the benefit of that with our event. Like we would have our artists come out and we'd just ask them like, who else should we, have come in? And they would already have like a couple people, line up. And it's funny. I remember I told one guy, I was like, hey man, as long as they hot, bring them. If they garbage, don't bring them. But it's like, I never had an issue with like having like a bad artist. These artists was like really, really talented. I mean, I can name them. One of my favorite is It's 1 a.m. Somewhere. Like I remember when she came, shout out to her. I actually interviewed her a few years ago, but I lost that interview. I think she's, I don't want to say Mexican, but she's definitely Latino. She's probably like 4'11". And we brought her on. I didn't know, what to expect. I had listened to her, and then she just ripped her performance. I was like, oh my God. It was almost like she gave me very much so like a respectful Smack DVD vibe. Like she was like a straight up MC. It was crazy. I'm gonna send you her music.
Please do.
I feel like you may have heard her around, but yeah, so how would you describe like the Bay Area scene as far as like the collaboration between artists?
I think it's definitely a rich culture, but it's so many different it's so many like I would say different type of styles here, to where it's just like, where it creates that fusion. So it's in a good space. You know what I mean? You have crews unifying, it's just a great time to be here, and just really, cats is really like owning in on their craft, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And pitching in where they can, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really love about it, you know what I mean? To where it's just really being able to provide that safe space to have that, unity and community, because at the end of the day, community is currency, you know what I mean?
For real.
So
it's worth more than money. You can't put a price on it.
Yes. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. But yeah, it's going good.
Yeah. And that's the thing I noticed too, is like all the artists sound different. But you could tell because you can do that bounce on all of them though. You know what I mean? Like
right. For sure.
Yeah. So I was listening to MacArthur Maze. It was one song. I think y'all went to New York and shot the video.
Right.
And I was listening. I can't remember which one. Y'all somewhat remind me of Wu-Tang, because y'all just be popping out, you know. And I didn't. So is Jane a part of it too?
Yeah, that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing.
Yeah, she
got a lot of new music out.
Yeah, she performed at the trap too.
She doing her thing.
Yeah, I didn't know she was a part of it. I'm like, where'd she come from?
That's family right there. Yeah, but yeah, she doing her thing. She dropping a lot of new music out, man. Doing her thing with Snoop, man. Yeah, she's, you know, got the #1 joint in the country with Anderson .Paak, man. She's doing her thing.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
dope.
You know, for sure. Yeah, she's super dope.
Yeah, I remember when she, you know, we got lucky and she performed at the trap when we had it in Oakland. I was like, you know, I looked her up, because she a lot of people don't know, but she's been a songwriter for a hell of a long time.
Right,
she's been writing hits, because when I'm trying to think, how did I hear about her? It was somebody mutual, probably another artist. And I remember I was talking to her manager, and, you know, he's very like soft spoken. And so I'm thinking that he's some little guy. And then I meet him. I'm like, hey, he kind of big.
Right.
But yeah, she that's good. I'm glad she doing well, because I loved her music.
Yeah.
Like very soulful,
super dope.
Lyrical. It's
very.
Yeah, like I hear a lot of I hear like a lot of jazz influences.
She's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
She's a monster for sure.
Yeah. So in that video, I can't remember the name of it, when y'all shot in New York, it was one of the guys, and I'm like, did he listen to Wu-Tang? It was literally, I'm like, it sounded like it was his flow was like inspired by like very like New Yorkish or like Wu-Tang, you know.
That was probably it could have been my homie Black Achilles, or it could have been DB. It's like the beat changes like three times. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know, that's produced by the homie D Sharp, you know, the Warriors DJ. Yeah, that's dope.
Oh, okay. And this is the thing too. Like when I started, you know, I'm a 80s baby. I was born in 87, but the music that I listened to when I was kind of introduced to rap, it was more around like 96 with Tupac and Biggie.
Okay.
And then, you know, when I was a teenager, I was really big on what was coming out of Atlanta, you know, so Gucci Mane, Jeezy, and all that.
Right.
And I remember when I started listening to like, I want to say like a Rakim, and I didn't listen to Rakim a lot, but listen to him, listen to some of his raps. And then, you know, you look at like the early Jay-Z's, and then I remember I went back to listening to Gucci Mane, and I was like, wow, he has an 80s flow, but he has such a like strong Southern draw that it doesn't sound like an 80s flow. So kind of going back to your point earlier when you said, you know, someone may say they inspired by somebody, but they may sound like somebody else. And it's kind of crazy, like, you know, how the 80s flow hasn't really gone anywhere, right? Like it's still here, but it's it's different. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's like kind of masked now in the trap beats of the world, or, you know, with like the more newer, you know, beats now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or now you might hear, it's funny because, you know, you may hear cats, you know, that normally wouldn't get on like a soulful beat, but now it's like the contrast of their style and the soulful beat like makes the magic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, you know, a lot of again, it's like now it's just like worlds are colliding to whereas they normally didn't collide in that form. You know?
Right.
So,
like so how do you purposely rap? I don't like to say rap off beat. Like I was saying earlier, that's what people normally call it. But like, how does one rap like that? And is it purposeful? Is it like, cause I've actually seen, cause I've seen like Migos where they might do a 1-2 and then they'll just do the trips and they like go back and forth where they have a bar and then it's like they're rapping 1-3 and all of a sudden they do a 1-2, then back and forth. So is it like that purposeful to rap, quote unquote, off beat?
To be honest, I'm not necessarily trying to. I kind of liken it to, you know how you know when the young ladies be doing double dutch, and then you know how they're timing to come in to do their thing when they jump in the rope.
Yeah,
you know, like, and then the whole thing is getting inside the rope, and then they can do their tricks or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah. Because if you try to
So
jump in, then
right,
on the 1-2,
you
you're getting
might,
hit.
yeah,
So you
right. So
okay. Okay. I like that
you get what I'm
analogy.
saying?
Yeah, because you're rapping in
Right.
between the
So
beat.
right. So mine's is trying to find that, sweet spot so I can jump in and, dance around the music with the bar. So that's kind of like how it's going for me, just honing my style. And to be honest, before you even said something, I mean, I haven't really recognized it. I just kind of been so in in used of doing it to whereas I don't really realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Sway telling me about my flow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you got a risk and reward flow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but he was like, yeah, man, just keep going. Hey, it's risky because it's like ain't nobody doing it in that form, but the reward is
Oh,
great when you
okay.
understand it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's like
saying?
E40. Yeah, like the way E40. Yeah, yeah.
It's just like you got to kind of tap. And that's what kind of the game learned me when me listening to Nas or listening to Mobb Deep or listening to, any of, Southern artists to whereas, I had to learn the game or, through their storytelling. And by the way, whether it be the words, that's what intrigued me. It's almost like having to read a book and decode what the book means by you
Mm-hmm.
constantly reading and tapping into it. It's more in depth and you got a better understanding of the language of the way it's being used. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just kind of impart that in me. Good morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, you know, that's the kind of way I kind of think about it,
yeah, yeah. Little bit off subject. I wanna. You know how people like come to the Bay and they like. I be really surprised when I hear about people who are like uber famous or like have some type of notoriety and they come to Oakland and they just think it's sweet. Like I remember the incident that happened. It's not funny, but just using these as example, like 2 Chainz. I think he was
But with the
he was
situation when
copping some weed. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
and they try to rob him
they
or some
tried to
shit like
rob him.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then B Simone, her and her people left the car full with stuff. They even stole her Bible.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
who did y'all like talk to
Tap
or
in.
not
Yeah,
talk
right.
to before y'all
Right.
came here? Like came there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like somebody,
Right.
it's a known fact they bip. And I've been so traumatized by the whole bipping culture that even when I'm in other cities, like I'm telling my mom, you need to empty that car out.
Right.
And
Right.
then I
Right.
have to
Right.
remind myself, well, my hometown, they don't do that because everybody know everybody.
Right. Right.
And I was just in New York and talking to my older cousin. I'm like, don't we need to clear the car out? She said that doesn't happen here. I'm like, for real? I'm like, yeah. So what is your advice to people who come to the Bay? What should they do
I would say,
before they
you
come?
know, like anywhere you go, you just kind of be aware of your surroundings, kind of read the room, and everywhere you at. And it's just like, a lot of times, I think a lot of times some people think, well, I'm not, uh, go be here long, like a cat from a Shade 45 radio. They had just got, to Oakland. They went to get something to eat at this Jamaican spot, less than 5 minutes, and then they had already got all the equipment stolen.
Oh my
So I think a
God.
lot of times, yeah, this was just like 2 weeks ago. So I think a lot of time it's kind of like, keeping that awareness around you. And I think that's in everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just making sure you just, keep that observation going and say, okay, well, let me prepare properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just get too, comfortable, even if it is good in your hometown, but, just kind of like, stay on point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's probably what I would say. Hmm.
Yeah. So you and MacArthur Maze. So kind of come because I want to like mention. I would love for you to mention all the members and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like, what do you with being because you're independent, right? Y'all are independent, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So like, break down like how are you like able to make money as an independent artist, and is it actually better than being on a major or being distributed by
So
a
with
major?
us, I mean, well, we grassroots, like we fund our own self. So I would lie and tell you, it's just super lucrative. Like as of right now. It's a stepping stone and investment in ourselves, you know, but it's like, you know, that's not my full time, you know, occupation. So, you know, through merch, through shows, and just spreading the awareness, you know what I'm saying? You know, what better way to invest in you? You know what I'm saying? And what you
Mm-hmm.
like to do. And then I think together is better. You know what I mean? So if I had to do it alone, it's like, you know, I mean, it's super expensive to be a musician or a rapper or an artist or whatever sort, you know, to where you know, it's strength in numbers and you able to support each other's dreams while you are building, you know, your own as a collective. That's kind of like what we do, you know, and also like we ain't just like the average like, you know, like rap dudes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody like got jobs, they work, you know, like it's not like the end all be all like of rap. You know, if I don't make it or I need to, you know what I mean? Like, nah, like we the type of cats that come, you know, fresh off the stage, man, and go to the grocery store, man, and you know, and get you know, get the meal prepared for, you know, the next day or you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like my other buddy's a real estate broker, he sell houses, or, you know, my other buddy's a teacher, you know what I'm saying? You
Wow.
know, all these cats are, you know, some amazing individuals, and then I wouldn't have it no other way, man. You know what I'm saying? To where it's just like a potluck, a game that we feast on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which is you know, cool for me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got like a motto, like the turtle won the race, you know what I'm saying? And the turtle won the race because it wasn't worrying about what the rabbit was doing. It
Right.
just kept inching along,
Right.
you know? And so I just kind of take that motto and just in life, like, you know, like I really believe what God got for me, God is for me. So it's just like, let me go on and keep pushing it forward in every which way I can. So when the baton is passed, I can run my race. You know what I'm saying? You know, and
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing is not to keep looking back, but just continue to keep going forward with the motion. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
yeah.
yeah, and this gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Is it Richie? I think it's Richie Rich. Yeah, it was Richie Rich. He was on
She
all
rich,
yeah,
right?
he was on All the Smoke and he was talking about
All the smoke, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and
He's
he
super
was
dope.
yeah, and the biggest thing that stuck out to me and it somewhat relates to what you were saying, but he was like, you know, I ain't got to sell, a million records. Like I can just sell 5,000 records and I'm good
Right,
because,
right.
and he broke it down. He's like, cause instead of me getting $2 per record, you know, I'm getting $7, you know, I'm getting them. So I don't have to sell as many. And, you know, if you look at a lot of like, you look at Slim Thug was like the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Like,
was rich and he used to stay rich in Texas.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like Paul Wall, him man, they was chameleonaire. They was on another level with it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, and all those things are like inspiring too. And then it's just like, you know, I'm kind of like late to the party, so to speak. I didn't start like super young. You know what I'm saying? So it was a goal for me just to wrap my house burned down over like 10, 12 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
14 or something like yeah. And so I did a goal to myself to I was gonna make a project dedicated to my elementary school. So I did that, you know, because that's where my first real love came from, as far as, you know, in the outside world, you know, for sure the love of your mom and your family. But as far as the real love that I had with friendship and camaraderie was in my elementary school called, it was Elizabeth Sherman. And I kind of did a play on the Chronicles of Narnia. I did the Chronicles of Elizabeth Sherman, and those is what inspired me. You know, it's I still have a group of friends from my sandbox who you know, it's like my council, so to speak. You know, we still at the round table, you know, and I value that super much because in these days and times, relationships are finicky. And then also, especially in, you know, entertainment, you know, you need some solidarity to kind of like keep you grounded. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, a lot of times, these relationships aren't real. And, you know, a lot of people don't have anything solid, but they just have yes, man. So to be around, you know, my cats from the sandbox, man, who love me genuinely, regardless of what I'm doing, is like just super dope. It only adds a extra, it's like an instrument for me to do my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Documents in, decisions out. Go to doculingo.com/trap talks 2040 to get your 14-day free trial. And don't forget to sign up for our Patreon page. We out. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've taken Bart to MacArthur
Okay.
before, not that much. But
Right.
where did the name MacArthur Maze come from?
So we have a freeway called it's a part when you go into San Francisco called the MacArthur Maze, and so the MacArthur
Okay.
Maze it brings all the people together from different sections of their city, whether it be Richmond, it could be Pleasanton. At that point, everybody's together. So all of us represent a different part of, whether it be a city or whether it be a different area, whether East Oakland, West Oakland, whatever the case may be. And we are coming there. We commuting to greatness together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's kind of what MacArthur Maze represents, is being able to commute to greatness together.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where the MacArthur Maze comes
I
from.
love it. Here I'm thinking the whole time like y'all was doing a battle at MacArthur Bart, and then that's y'all like, okay.
Right.
That's how I thought the name came from.
It's all good.
Yeah, I don't even think I've been to the MacArthur Maze. Where is that at? It's in San Francisco?
No, it's like before you get to San Francisco. It's like passing through the Emeryville area, or like kind of like getting on the freeway before you go to San Francisco.
Oh,
it's like,
is it by
the
that
MacArthur
Target?
Maze.
Is it by that in that same area?
It's like, yeah, it's in that area. And like if you're coming from like Richmond, or you coming from like Dublin, it's an area that's like it's the maze.
Okay,
and so like
I may have
everything
rode
meets
through there.
up. I'm pretty sure you've been you rode over it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when so all the members y'all grew up together.
No, actually, no. So we didn't. We met about 8 years ago. We was working with another collective called Grand National. And we had some of us had parted the ways and started our own thing, and we just had kept building, ever since then. We already had the infrastructure as far as how we was doing it. We were already coming through supporting each other on our solo projects. So we decided to just put it together, and get some Ocean 12, 13 Voltron game kicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here you go with that lingo. I love it.
Yeah. Sure. For sure.
Yeah. So talk about like how because I left the Bay in 2021 just because I remember gas prices was like jumping up to like $5 at that time.
They almost at $6. Well, some places $6.65, but now it's like $5.85.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So
how would you describe like how the Bay's changed since like 2021, and do you like the changes that you're seeing? Because and then before you answer that, because before I moved, I was living by Lake Merritt, and I remember it was just getting wild. Like I remember a lady put up a story. She was cleaning up because people would just leave their bottles by the trash can. They wouldn't even throw it away. You see Black and Miles and all this in that area where over there on the black side of Lake Merritt. And that's when the stymie checks were flowing. I remember telling people like, yeah, when those stymie checks come out, run out, we ain't gonna see them dispense some bottles no more.
Right.
But like, how would you describe how Oakland or the Bay has changed since like 2021?
I mean, again, it's an expensive place to live. It's kind of like you see new, gentrification is still gentrifying. You know what I mean? That is, but for the most part, it's like kind of like regular now. It's like, again, we don't have any, we don't have any like the A's. We don't have the A's anymore. We don't have the Raiders anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have been getting new restaurants, popping up in different parts and areas of here. So it's been a major like trash problem, dumping problem, as far as like trash everywhere, dumpsters and stuff, like people just taking their trash, moving and just dumping it on the streets or under these underpasses. So they trying to really crack down on that. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, not to like as if I'm numb to it, but I'm kind of am, but it's just like kind of regular. Other than that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's for the most part. Yeah, they just trying to handle all the trash and stuff. But for the most part, it's still beautiful though.
You know?
That's. I feel like the Bay was like the
Yeah.
most beautiful place I live. Like you,
Yeah.
1 minute you can be right by the ocean,
Yeah.
freezing your feet off, and then
Right.
you can go
The
to
sunshine.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can go to Twin Peaks, and it drops 10
Right.
degrees. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or go 20 minutes this way and it's like 90 degrees.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Yeah.
know, you go set up in Concord or Walnut Creek or, you know, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's a special place.
So, because everybody I talk to that's black from the Bay, their family usually came from like Louisiana,
The South.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Right. Due to the Great Migration.
Yeah.
Where does your
Yeah.
people come from originally?
So Texas, Oklahoma,
Okay.
Louisiana. Yeah, you know. So my granny moved here and my grandpa moved here like in the I want to say in the 30s.
Okay.
Came here in the 30s to have my mom. My mom was born in 47, so she's been here all her life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah.
Wow.
You know
So
what I
they
mean?
moved. So they moved during the Great Depression, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So did they drive, or were they like train or horse and buggy?
I
or
want to
something?
say they probably did train.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say they did train. I actually got to brush up on it. Actually, so what happened was first, before they moved to California, but first they moved to LA.
Oh, okay.
And then they moved to here. Because they got a lot of, it was a lot of jobs here. There were, I think they used to have them in a paper. They would, it would be in like a newspaper. You can come, get work here. It's before they built the BART system too.
Oh, yeah. Human got to tell me that. Yeah. And it wanted BART.
Right.
Because BART wasn't built until what, the 60s or 70s or something?
Yeah, the later. Yeah. Like way later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So yeah, that's what the stories I heard. Just and then also it's just like how we have you have a like a Chinatown, or you have a it's like more like a Latino town. It's called Jingle Town, but like every culture have they like different little spots. Like however, West Oakland was kind of like the black mecca for black folks, to where it's just like the Asians have their community, like they Chinatowns and all this flourishing business. Well, West Oakland was like that, very affluent and black owned business, to where it's just like the cleaning business owner can hire the bakery owner's daughter to work, and vice versa, and you can get just a lot of thriving business booming right there. So to hear those stories of that rich culture is a beautiful thing, and that's what we're gonna do, is just restore those feelings, restore that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bring it back to the forefront.
Right. Right. So I remember, like, when I lived there, I was living in the TL, the Tenderloin. And, I remember hearing stories about the Mo or Fillmore, and it's crazy because I never knew until someone actually directly told me, like, yeah, this is Fillmore, because it looked completely different from what I had heard, like the West Coast, Harlem, and stuff like that.
Right.
One of my Filipino homies actually lived in the Fillmore, but this is obviously way after. So when you talk about West Oakland, did West Oakland and the Fillmore kind of come into their prominence, into their age around the same time?
I want to say so. They had a super dope connection, which also was a heavy blues scene back in the day.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay.
Yeah, so they definitely had a rich connection, because that BART is like you can get to the BART from West Oakland to the Fillmore in
10 minutes
in no time.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I used to live right there. Yeah, go to Civic Center, the West Oakland. I used to love that. Yeah.
Right, be there quick.
Yeah.
Right, so they had a rich connection there, and yeah, so they were super thriving. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like Fillmore is. I mean, it's just such a rich history there too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, like, for example, like having that property now. That's why a lot of cats used to preach about not selling your grannies or your parents' places, because not only is this rich history, but it's worth a pretty penny.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those old Victorian houses and whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, it's definitely been a dope connection between the Fillmore and that West.
Yeah, yeah, and I've spoken to different people about this, and they said you talk to one set of people that talk about like the Black Panthers. They got started in West Oakland, and
For
then
sure.
I remember I met she said she was the granddaughter of, I think she was the granddaughter of one of the founders, and she's like, no, I got started in Berkeley.
Okay.
So from your viewpoint, where did like the Black
I mean,
Panthers get started?
I always thought it was the West. However, they was tapped in so many places to where it's, and I guess it possibly, some things could possibly, two things could both be true. And like maybe they could have had meetings in Berkeley and it, it got finalized there. But, I know, it's like West Oakland to me as far as, in relation to Black Panthers, but it migrated. I heard even when Malcolm X came out here to do a speech, I think he came to, I wanted to say he came to the North and in Richmond. Not sure. I can't really remember, but yeah, I mean, it's just, like again, two things could be true. You know what I mean? Just a lot of rich history all over these Bay Area waters, man. You know what I mean? So, and Berkeley is right next to, the town. So,
And I remember I used to walk past West Oakland park, and I remember I used to walk past it. It was empty, but like I remember I look at the park and I'd be like, it seems so peaceful. Like I don't know, I walk past, I'm like, and I remember I was talking to an OG, didn't even know we was at we were at, I think, Lake Merritt Park, and we were just talking. He said, yeah, the Black Panthers used to meet at the park in West Oakland. I said, for real? And I was like, oh, yeah. And then it's crazy, kind of like it made sense to why I felt so like peaceful when I would walk past. I couldn't explain it. Like I would walk past the park and I'd be like something. It was like,
they got I think the park called like Little Bobby Hutton. Little Bobby Hutton Park. You know what I mean?
I don't remember seeing like any like signage or
like mural signing or right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So that was that was like one of the things too. Like I was like, wow, it's crazy. Like the Black Panthers were obviously really big. They was really big in Chicago too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All through, they were kind of like seeds of Malcolm X.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, the reason why we have, free lunch.
Free lunch.
That 10-point system. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. And my mom in New York, she used to pass out flyers for the Black Panthers.
But that's super dope.
Yeah. She
that's super dope.
When she told me that when I was young, I don't know if I really believed it. And then later on, I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Right.
When I like started learning how they expanded across the country or whatever.
Right.
Did you have like relatives who were involved with the Black Panthers?
No, I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The Bay got such a rich history.
Definitely.
Yeah. And
definitely.
I think it was, I'm trying to think, let me look when I was there. I remember when it came out that Richard Masato Aki, I think that was his name, that he was an informant. I think that came out around the time I was there. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And they never knew the paperwork got released.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was feeding information to the FBI.
To get everybody washed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. And
man.
Yeah. This is, it's crazy how you can like be working to build a community and like the government is just working against you,
Yeah, right, to tear it down, especially if they don't got no peace in it.
Yeah.
And they can't benefit from it.
Yeah, and like I know you know about, I think it's called the WHO. The government helped. I think it was called the WHO organization, but they basically did what you call it, covert stuff to insinuate that beef and make it bigger than what it was and stuff. And it's kind of sad.
It sounds like what they
I mean that was their MO, so
right.
Yeah,
that hasn't stopped.
So do you think, knowing that history about Black Panthers, has that influenced the way you rap? I don't really hear it per se, but like, we'd love to get your,
Yeah.
the
No,
thoughts on that.
I mean, it's a part of me as far as this rich culture, but I make sure I try to do my part and plant seeds through my music and just in my lifestyle, how I live.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Just being ingrained in the community and being able to give some service, where I can give it, and just being a servant to the game, man. And be like a pillar in my community, man, and stand on business like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Town
it definitely
business.
has been inspiring. Believe that.
Yeah.
Believe that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which city did you grow up in?
What'd you say?
Which city did you grow up in?
Oakland.
Okay.
Oakland.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that. I just
born and raised.
when you said business, I just said town businesses because that's what y'all say.
That's town. Yeah. Right. Yep. Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So so you said, I think you said you're dropping an album, or you all are dropping another album, but we'd love to hear about what's next for you and
So
MacArthur
I
Maze.
just dropped a project at the end of February. Well, actually say March. I dropped it. It's called The Introverted Extrovert: The Life and Times of the Audio Art Dealers. So I just dropped that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man, it's super, super dope. We got probably just gonna be hitting them, all this year with just dope music. My next probably release will probably be in August, but before then, my crew MacArthur Maze, every artist has been dropping. We've been dropping every month. So the homie D Blesso just dropped and it's called Raining in July. Great project. Also Black Achilles, my other homie in MacArthur Maze, just dropped a super dope project in January. Actually with the with a super dope hit with Jane Hancock. It's a blast. That shit's crazy. And then also the homie Rushenko just dropped called Skull Candy. So yeah, we just music, man, and got an upcoming show this Sunday. Yeah, so just moving forward, man. That's all, step by step with it, man.
Yeah, that's
just a lot of great things you'll be hearing from us for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but when you said the name of your album, I'm like, did you used to listen to P-Funk?
And I mean, I've been influenced by that, like like by my older brothers or whatever. But I wouldn't just say like I studied them. I wouldn't say that. I just, I get a dose when I'm, with Big Bro or, with the fellas or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yes. It's definitely, man. I wanna put one of your songs in the interview. What song you wanna put in the interview?
I would probably say I got a song featuring Clint Collins called Keto Diet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Keto Diet. It's dope though. Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll like that, man. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bars on there.
Yeah, I don't like keto. I don't really like keto.
Right. You've what, pescatarian, vegetarian, carnivore?
I pretty much eat everything, but I eat a limited amount of red meat. So like I'll eat like
right.
steak once a week, and I usually only eat I only get grass fed red meat. Because if you look at the way, like if you look at the way animals ate before mass production, they weren't eating corn.
Right.
They were eating grass. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. So everything is corned up now.
Yeah, it's not, like I describe to people, it's like, we as a people have to do what our ancestors were doing for thousands of years because it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, processed food is when you look at the cultures of people who live the longest, they're not eating super processed food, ultra processed food. That's stuff that's like really hurting us. But I can go on and on about that. That's another talk for another day. But all right, I got you on that keto diet. I think,
yeah, it looks like we lost Champ Green.
He was all right, just had some internet connection issues. But thanks for shooting in. Again, this is Corey Stay Trapping with Trap Talks, where we discuss the intersection of culture and tech. We out.